2018 Ferrari GTC4Lusso T. Ferrari offers its buyers myriad customization options, but this choice is yours philosophy generally doesn't extend to powertrains. And yet that's what we have with the introduction of the GTC4Lusso T, which offers a twin-turbocharged V8, rather than the GTC4Lusso's naturally aspirated V12. Highs. Ferrari performance and panache, genuine livability, you can bring the kids. Lows. Missing that V12 magic, general unattainability. The GTC4Lusso, you'll recall, is an evolution of the pioneering Ferrari French Franks, the 2012 model that brought a shooting brake body style and all. Wheel drive to the four-place Ferrari Grand Touring car. The GTC4Lusso massaged the styling to pleasing effect, as well as other aspects of the car, but left the powertrain layout alone. The Lusso T, which will be sold alongside the Lusso, uses Ferrari's twin-turbocharged 3.9-litre V8 seen also in the Portofino. The 488 GTB's 3.9-litre is slightly different, with a 1.0mm longer stroke. This isn't just an engine swap, however. The Lusso T also ditches the V12 car's complicated and unusual all-wheel drive system in favor of simpler, lighter rear-wheel drive. The sum of those two changes results in a claimed weight loss of 121 pounds. As that reduction all comes off the front end, the rear weight bias increases to 54% from 53%. Heart transplant. The V8, though, is the heart of the matter. Compared with the older shorter stroke 3.9 in the California T, the flat plane crankshaft V8 gets new pistons and intercoolers, a revised air intake, and a new exhaust system. Max output is 602 horsepower at 7,500 RPM versus 591 for the Portofino and 661 for the 488 GTB, while peak torque for all three is an identical 561 pounds-foot at 3,000 RPM. The 6.3-litre V12 in the GTC4Lusso makes another 78 horsepower, which comes 500 RPM higher up the tatch, but less torque. 514 pounds-foot at 5750 RPM. Ferrari claims the V8 car is just 0.1 second behind the V12 in the sprint from 0 to 62 miles per hour, 3.5 seconds versus 3.4. While its top speed is 199 miles per hour against the 12 POT's 208. Still, there's little danger that the GTC4Lusso T will get left behind at a stoplight. Paired with Ferrari's 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transaxle, its response is immediate, and turbo lag is a non-issue. There's all kinds of power here, and without all-wheel drive to help get the grunt to the ground. A stab at the throttle at 50 miles per hour, or even quickly jumping out into traffic, is enough to give the traction control a quick workout. At any speed, frenetic acceleration is just an ankle flex away. This car loves to blur the scenery. It's hard to imagine the Lusso T driver as giving up much compared to the pilot of the V12. Sound off. There are more subjective measures, however. Ferrari points to the V8's flat plane crankshaft and equal length exhaust manifolds as key elements in delivering an exotic wail despite their muffling effect of turbochargers. When the revs climb past 5,000 RPM on the way to the 8,000 RPM red line, the engine delivers that exotic Ferrari sound. Below that, however, this engine is fairly muted, and the exhaust note is more mundane. The Manettino Selector Sport setting opens a flap in the exhaust, but the note seems to change only under light throttle cruising. Come to a stop, and the engine goes silent. This is rectified by switching off the standard auto stop. Start Vera button on the windshield header. Ferrari says it wanted the lighter, rear-drive Lusso T to have a sportier feel than the V12 model, and that it reprogrammed the electronically controlled dampers and four-wheel steering system accordingly. That may be the case, but we suspect that, where any such differences become evident, is far outside the realm most drivers will experience every day. In our roughly 150-mile drive in New York City and its northern environs, we found the GTC4Lusso T to be very much a grand tourer. To start with, the car is exceedingly comfortable. The magnetohelical dampers do a superb job even over the beat-up pavement one finds in Upper Manhattan, and on the major Deegan Expressway in the Bronx. Switching between comfort and sport modes has little effect on the ride. The helm is light. There's an immediacy to it that may be due to the four-wheel steering. At higher speeds the rear wheels turn in phase with the fronts, or the rack's ultra-quick 2.3 turns lock-to-lock. Fortunately, the steering wheel is a precision instrument, which helps tremendously when placing this big car, even on narrow lanes like those of the Taconic State Parkway. In faster corners, the Lusso T responds faithfully and feels utterly balanced. Like the steering, the standard carbon ceramic brake rotors and massive calipers are highly responsive, even at the very top of the pedal's travel. Again, precise inputs are a must. Soothing environs. As befits a grand tourer, the Lusso T's cabin is cybernetic. The driver's chair offers tremendous thigh support. Seeing out of this Ferrari is easier than in most high